Inflation is a malady that reduces the purchasing power or the real value of your dollars. And anything that's denominated in dollars is at very high risk. Bonds, CDs, mortgages, annuities. You put $100,000 in a CD and you have 5% inflation like we do now. A year from now, you'll only be able to buy $95,000 worth of goods. So do you want to keep track of the nominal dollars, the $100,000, or do you want to keep track of what they really will do for you? That's the way to count your money, is what it'll actually do for you. Inflation is a very high risk for that. The protection from inflation is to have investments that are not denominated in dollars. What's really going up right now is the consumer price index is up 5.4% in the 1 year through July. We just had new numbers a couple of days ago. Food prices are up quite a bit, 4%. Groceries are up. And frankly, I think groceries are, restaurant prices are up more than this. But these are the government numbers. Housing prices, everybody knows what's going on with the price of housing. It's trickling down to the price of apartments. And everybody's paying more to have a place to live. Gas is up almost $1 from a year ago. Autos, I read that used car prices are up 45%. And this was a government report. Bureau of Labor Standards reported this. And even wages are going up. And when wages go up, that tends to be a real sticky price rise. The reason I mention that is our government is wanting to tell us, don't worry, inflation is just transitory. But I think when we start seeing wage price hikes, inflation is going to stick with us. I'm not a know-it-all in this, but that's my best guess. The government, since the beginning of last year, has increased our money supply 32%. And the classic definition of inflation is more dollars chasing fewer goods. And we clearly have more dollars right now, and that's what's driving inflation. One of my concerns is 50 years ago, there was a fellow named Arthur Burns, who was appointed by Richard Nixon to be our Federal Reserve Board chairman. And he said, don't worry about inflation. He used the word transitory, which is exactly the same word the government is using now. And that's one of the things that has me concerned. I go, they were wrong 50 years ago. They could very well be wrong this year. So since the government really isn't doing anything to protect you, and they're probably motivated to keep printing money and giving you stuff in your local communities they can buy with printed dollars, I think inflation is going to be a problem. So Ryan and I talked about developing a new inflation strategy, and I've developed one with around 15 different asset classes, which really are hard assets, things that you can touch and feel. They would be energy, real estate, mining and minerals, things like this, that assets that do well in inflationary times. And what we do is periodically we'll go through and analyze this list and move our money into the top 5 investments. Currently, those investments are the lithium fund, real estate, commodities, energy, and something called rare earth metals, which are necessary for telecommunications, cell phones, and things like that. A couple of these are doing very well right now. The rest of them are just sort of treading water, but they're okay.